As many of you know, I am a professional business consultant. I have been doing business consulting for 25 years now. I have worked with literally hundreds of companies over that time, small businesses, medium-sized companies, Fortune 500s, nonprofits, you name it, I have been inside it and I worked with it. It's pretty great. I've also been a business coach for about 15 years. I have spoken with hundreds of business owners on top of the companies I've consulted with. So I have some level of expertise in what I'm about to talk about, and that is the number one thing, in my view, maybe the number two thing, that business owners do incorrectly, especially small business owners, which is the type of business we talk about here at Sovereign CEO. And this is Sovereign CEO. I am Caleb Jones. I show people just like you how to create location-independent income, move to a better country, or just set up an international backup plan, all without spending a lot of money. So what is the biggest thing that business owners do wrong? Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit because I think the biggest thing that business owners do wrong is they don't sell and market enough. But I've harped on that a million times. They don't focus enough time on sales and marketing because they don't want to, or they're scared, or they think it costs too much money, or they say, I'm college educated, I don't do sales, and a bunch of other BS. So that's probably the number one thing. So the number one thing other than that thing is that they refuse to outsource certain tasks that they do on a regular basis that they shouldn't be doing. They will not outsource the tasks they're regularly doing that hold them back. They refuse to do it. And it's all emotional bullshit reasoning. They just won't do it. Can you imagine someone like Elon Musk demanding to mow his own lawn at his house because he says, I know exactly how I want it, and you won't do it right, so I need to mow my lawn? Can you imagine anyone at that level, or even 100th or 1000th of that level, doing something that's stupid? That is exactly what most business owners do, and you may be in this category, every fucking week. They are doing things that they should not be doing. They feel like they should be doing them, but they do the things that they shouldn't be doing that damage all of their goals and all of their lifestyle objectives, because they just won't let go of those stupid little things they shouldn't be doing. Now, are there times when you should do some grunt work, where you have to do what I call SW work? That's the work that maintains your income, as opposed to IW work that improves your income. Yes, there are rare times you need to do that. Matter of fact, you could click this video right now where I talk about when you should engage in what I call grunt work or SW work. There are rare isolated examples of when you need to do this. I'm not talking about this today. I'm talking about guys who spend hours and hours a week, who own their businesses, who they could outsource these tasks to someone else, who often in many cases will do them better, but they won't do it because they're outcome dependent, they're needy, and they're pussies. When you refuse to outsource tasks you shouldn't fucking be doing, you do two things that are both very bad. Number one, you permanently hold back on your income. You will make more money the more you outsource. Guys seem to think the more they outsource, the less money they'll make because they got to pay the people to do the work. No, when you outsource these things, you now have more time to invest into IW work, work that actually increases your income. And those are really two categories, that is sales and marketing and innovation, which is creating products and services or new products and services for your niche to buy. You're not doing that when you're fucking around with your stupid website, or you're fucking around with your cryptocurrency, or you're fucking around with your social media. You can outsource that shit. Those are just three random examples. There are thousands of examples I could give you. The second thing that you do when you refuse to outsource the things you need to do, and this one is in a way worse than the first one, is that you permanently keep your work hours high. The goal of having an Alpha 2.0 business, and I've been saying this for 10 years plus now, I've been very consistent about this, is to make a high income on low work hours. If you make a high income or a decent income on high work hours, you're a fucking moron. What are you doing? You don't need to do that. It's ridiculous. For years, when I made the conversion to the Alpha 2.0 business model many, many years ago, more than 15 years ago, frankly, I was making a strong six-figure income working 4 days a week. Not bad. Today, I've said this many times, I could maintain my entire income, which is many, many, many multiples of six figures, working 2 days a week. I could do it if I chose to. It would be a pain in the ass, people would be mad, but I could do it. I could pull it off. I work longer than that because I choose to. But the point is, you should have the option of putting in small hours and making decent money, not the other way around, and certainly not making a lot of money on a lot of hours. That doesn't make any fucking sense unless you are very bored and have literally nothing else going on in your life. you're a virgin, you have no woman life, you have no family life, you have no spiritual life, you're super fat and disgusting because you have no physical life, and you just want to focus 100% on your business. I mean, I guess if you're in that category, go ahead. I'm not sure why you're watching my content though, because I teach long-term happiness. Making a strong income on low hours per week is not possible if you don't outsource as much as humanly possible. If you want help, by the way, on how to outsource, we give you a very specific blueprint to follow. You can join the Six Figure Warrior Mentorship. It's available now, alphafocusprogram.com. It's where you work with me one-on-one, both one-on-one calls and workshops over an entire year, and all of the coaching workshops are free. I'm not kidding. Go down there and check it out if you want. Enrollment is only open for a few more weeks, so if you're interested in this, you want to get on this now. But one of the core topics of that entire program is optimizing your time and outsourcing as much as you can so you can make a lot of money on low hours. It's not that difficult once you get over this emotional hump. Now, speaking of emotional humps, I'm going to give you the objections that business owners use when I tell them to stop being idiots and outsource the stupid shit that they're doing every week. Number one, no one can do it as good as me, so I have to do it. Now, if what you're talking about is innovation, creating products and services for your niche, you might be right. You might be right on that one. But on everything else in your business, the other 90% of your time in your business, you are wrong. It doesn't matter, or it's irrelevant. Many cases, you can hire someone who will do it better than you. I used to manage my own blogs, all the technical aspects of my own blogs. I outsourced it, and they did it way better than me. I've mentioned this example before. This isn't true today, but many years ago, I had the ability to do my own taxes. I could file my own taxes, prepare all my tax returns. That's how good I was at taxes. But I chose not to do that myself. Why? Because I could pay someone a few $100, $1,000 tops, and they would do it much better than me and get it done much faster than me. So it didn't make any sense for me to do this. Even if they do it worse than you, because that's often the case sometimes, it doesn't matter. If they do it 70 or 80% as good as you, that's good enough for you to outsource that function, suck it up, stop being an anal retentive nerd, stop being outcome dependent, just take some deep breaths when they screw up, because yes, sometimes your staff will make mistakes. Oh no, what a big baby some of you guys are. Like, oh, but they might fuck it up once. Okay, they fuck it up once. Who cares? They're taking all that time off your plate, so now you can use that time to grow your income, which is the objective of your business, again, unless you already make all the money you ever want to make. If you already make all the money you ever want to make, I've said this many times, you can ignore all my content. But if you're not there yet, guess what? You have to outsource, even though, yes, sometimes they'll make stupid mistakes that you wouldn't make. Doesn't matter. Using that as a justification for wasting your time, permanently increasing the amount of time you have to work, and putting a cap on your income is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Now, before I get on with the other excuses, you should subscribe to this channel. You should click the dumb notification bell. You should like this video, leave a comment on this video. Doesn't matter what you say whatever you want. The more interaction I get on this content, the more of this content I will provide for you for free. So you're just helping yourself. Number two, and I kind of already alluded to this, they will make mistakes. I'm not going to go through that again, but yes, sometimes when you outsource stuff, those people you outsource to will make errors. That's correct. Newsflash, that is part of being an entrepreneur. That is part of running a business, is to maximize, or should I say minimize, the number of times your staff makes mistakes through things like SOPs and operations manuals and training and various other things, and taking a deep breath and fucking relaxing when they make mistakes. I have a staff currently of about 19 people in my biggest company, which is the Alpha 2.0 Sovereign CEO company. That is my biggest company in terms of staff size. And with the staff that large, yes, sometimes mistakes are made. But I have literally never, this is true statistic for my life, I have never in my entire life had any one of my staff, going back even before I was doing this stuff when I was location dependent as a computer consultant and as a business consultant and other things I was doing, I've never had someone on my staff make a mistake that was catastrophic. It's never happened. Every mistake they've made, and they don't make a lot, but when they make them, they're little. They're minor little things that are cleaned up within a half an hour and no one gives a shit when they're done. It's not a big deal. Some of you guys in my audience, unfortunately a lot of you guys in my audience, are very anal, nerdy, intellectual, INTJ types who are very picky about every little thing. And if that's the way you want to run your business, you will never make a lot of money and you will never be free. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. If you don't care about making a decent income, if you don't care about being free, then run your business exactly the way you want based on what your calculator tells you. That's fine. But if you want to be free and make decent money, live a lifestyle that I'm living, or even close to what I'm living, You're gonna have to just take some deep breaths, relax, and read my book, The Unchained Man, at alphamalebook.com on how to be outcome independent. Stop giving a shit about the details and focus on the things that make you money. As I've said many times, you guys who have followed my content for many, many years, you have seen me, in many cases me, some cases my staff, make dumb mistakes publicly, right? You've seen that happen, right? Do you think I give a fuck? No, I don't. You know why? Because I make more money every year and I don't need to work long hours to sustain that income. So I don't care. See how this works? Objection number 3. What if they rip me off? Or what if I give them access to my social media and they post a bunch of horrible shit about me? So Caleb, outsource my social media. I mean, well, what if I give them my Instagram password and they post a bunch of porn on my Instagram page and all my clients see it? Oh shit. Or what if I give them access to my checking account and they steal all my money? Oh my God. Well, those are 2 different scenarios. We cover both. Number 1, in terms of giving people access to things where you are public and they can make a public display, make you look silly, I have literally never experienced that in my entire life. And I have never spoken to someone who did that, who experienced that. And I've spoken to hundreds, if not thousands of men about this. I've never talked to a guy who said, I outsourced my social media and they went on and posted a bunch of porn or a bunch of neo-Nazi shit or whatever on my Instagram page or Facebook page and all my clients, I have never heard that story. Not once. Now, yes, I have heard stories and I've experienced where they make errors. Things don't get posted when they get posted or the wrong thing gets posted. That can happen. What did I say about that already? So that's not a big deal. In terms of the second part of that, what if they rip me off? Now I agree with you. One of the few things you should not outsource is your cash, your checkbook, so to speak. This is something I learned from one of my mentors, Dan Kennedy, a very long time ago. So I've outsourced just about every fucking thing I can, and I continue to outsource new stuff every week as new things come up in my business. But I will not outsource anything in my business where someone who is not me has authorization to transfer money out of one of my bank accounts. Correct. But under most bank account systems, things like PayPal, Stripe, a lot of online banking, various scenarios like this, you can outsource a lot of those functions by setting up a separate account. You can set up a separate account in your account that has limited rights where they can go in and run reports and do a bunch of SW work without actually having access to the money and stealing your money. So I do that all the time. So don't use that as an excuse. There's all kinds of ways you can outsource various financial functions without being at risk. Final objection, number 4, and this is probably the dumbest one of all of them, and that is, but Caleb, it costs too much. Costs too much. One of my mentors is a man named Dan Sullivan, and he tells a story about a guy he worked with. I forget the exact numbers. A guy who worked in the banking sector, had a small business, and the guy made something like $200,000 a year. And Dan went through his hours, and he saw that he was spending a lot of time not outsourcing shit, which is most business owners do. And Dan said, why don't you just hire an admin assistant to do all this shit for you so you could grow your business? And the guy said, an admin assistant? That's gonna cost me $35,000 a year. And Dan said, well, how many hours would you free up if you did this in your week, typical average week? And he came up with some number, 15. He's like, and Dan's like, okay, if you have 15 more hours a week to grow your business, how much would your income grow if you did this? And the guy said, I'd triple it. Well, he was already making $200,000. And he went, oh. So he hired an assistant, paid her $35,000 a year, and he tripled his income. He went from $200,000 a year to, I believe the number was $650,000 a year within a year. When you outsource bullshit work that is SW work, stuff that is not growing your business so you can spend more time growing the business, that is a profit center for you, not an expense for you. The only time outsourcing is an expense is if you're a dumb, lazy shit. If you outsource some SW work that you're currently doing and you free up 10 hours a week, and during those 10 new hours, you spend that time watching Netflix. Well, that's on you. You're a dumb shit. Other than that, if you're not going to do that, I don't think you would do that. You're going to make money on the things that you outsource, and you often will do it much faster than you can possibly imagine. I can give you many examples, both from my life and a lot of people I've worked with. Almost every time when you outsource SW work and then you use that new time to build your business, it becomes a profit center. It's awesome. That's a dumb excuse. If you have a business and you're working decent hours, I want you to think about what I've said. You might have to watch this video more than once. If you don't yet have a business, I still want you to think about this because I don't want you to fall into this trap, which is very common. And if you want more information on managing your emotions, you should watch this video right here on the one thing that's holding you back emotionally. I'll see you in the next video. Have fun. Bye.